Hello and welcome to an Not So Awesome review. Today we're looking at the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Ezio Auditore action figure by Neca. So this is a set of figures I actually didn't know were coming out. I must have missed the whole announcement. I think at a convention there was some photos and they kind of just popped up. They went for pre-order at some point. This one in particular, not up for pre-order anywhere, not up for order anywhere, just showed up at Target along with the other one from Assassin's Creed Revelations, which I did pick up yesterday, and I decided to take a shot and go to my other Target today and found this version, which I'm so happy about because I do prefer this look for Ezio, though I actually kind of just like the Assassin's Creed 2 look a little bit more. I don't know. The white look looks great. The Revelations look, it's still really good. Older him, I do like having the younger version. I don't know, just Assassin's Creed action figures again. So from what I know, re-releases, but with updated articulation in the legs mostly. I can confirm, just right now, this one does have slightly better articulation than the Revelations one, especially in the elbows. Not quite 90 degrees, we'll see that in a second, but it is more than that one. I'm not going to do a compare and contrast so much here, but I will put them side to side just so you guys can have an idea of, just the differences. But again, Assassin's Creed action figures. Aside from the Figma and the Nindroid coming out, we haven't had any of these for a long time. And actually, I think I had a McFarlane one a long time ago, which no idea where that is right now. Probably in a tub somewhere because it was, when McFarlane wasn't super articulated, but very sculpted nicely. I mean, they've always been sculpted nice, but yeah. So anyways, once again, picked this guy up and was super excited because Assassin's Creed was one of my favorite franchises on the 360. I picked up all the way to Revelations and then kind of fell off a little bit, played a little bit of Black Flag. Not too much, haven't beaten it. Did pick up, I want to say Odyssey. Have not popped it in, but I'm tempted now that I'm having these figures. I'm I kind of want to play an Assassin's Creed game. So who knows? Maybe I'll put that in. Maybe I'll pick up Mirage. Either way, this figure came out of nowhere for me anyway, and is just already at the top of one of my favorites of this year. Is it the best articulated? Not so much. Does it look amazing? Very much so, and I think that's very important. And does it hit a weird nostalgia spot for Assassin's Creed that I didn't know I had? Yeah, yeah, it really does. Again, grew up with the franchise. I have Altair's sword because at one point I liked swords and his sword was cool, so I got it. I'm tempted to read the book. I'm tempted to just dive back into Assassin's Creed for a little bit. I'm having a moment here. But anyways, taking a closer look at this figure again, sculpt wise, looks amazing. I don't know how much of this is reused from the older figure. Again, never had them, didn't really look too much into them, but the detail work on this figure looks amazing. Just the wash throughout the entire robes, the suit, everything, his little armor pieces. It is a really nice looking figure. I mean, it's NECA. You guys pretty much know how they do things, and this one, it looks like a statue, basically. I mean, but it articulates a little bit better than a statue. Well, I mean, statues don't really articulate, but you get what I'm saying here. It looks good. Accessory-wise, he does come with the Captain Sword, two hidden blades, which do go into his arms and can kind of pop out and be a little bit in. If you don't want them in there because they're hidden, you can just take them out. He does come with a crossbow and a pair of open hands, one fist, a hand for his sword, a hand for his crossbow, and another little hand. I'm not really sure what that one's for, but there's another kind of grasping hand right there, as well as an alternative head, which I think came out really good. You can pop it onto the other one. It doesn't make a nice, satisfying pop, or maybe I should heat it up and see if it goes in better. But you can put it on this one. You can put it on the other one. Looks good. Anyways, so taking a quick closer look at the figure, you can see again the detail on him just looks really nice. A little bit of an awkward angle. I haven't, kind of maximized my new filming area. This is a little bit weird, but again, the figure looks great. You can see you can put the sword back there if you want. The hidden blade, you can see right here, does have a notch on one end, which you can use to just kind of pop in right there. Goes in that far. It is a little bit pointy. It's not too pointy. It is rubbery, so a little bit harder to break, but I'm sure you can still break it. So be a little bit careful. You can pop it out like that, or you can just take it off if you don't want them kind of showing at all. As for the hands, just a heads up, the pegs are a little bit long, so when you pop it in, when you're switching them, you can see a little bit sticking out there. It's a little bit wobbly. Push it in like that, here to snap, and they will be perfectly fine. The rest of the articulation is, well, it's not bad, it's interesting. The head can look up about that much, down about that much, tilts about that much and that much. The hood does get a little bit in the way, you can look left and right. If you pop the head off, though, which isn't the easiest thing to do behind camera, but you can see the neck actually moves a pretty good amount by itself. And the actual peg moves a very good amount as well. And if you really want to put on that other head, which again doesn't look bad at all, you can just kind of get it in there and get like that. And again, there's really no easy way to do this aside from probably heating up. There we go. It is in there. You can see the range is definitely better with the hood off. But let's face it, the hood makes the outfit in cases. I mean, this doesn't look bad at all, but yeah, the hood definitely makes the outfit for me. Again, articulation without it, just it's amazing. It's good. It's really, really good. Anyways, did I mention you can put the sword on his back and just take that out there? So you can't have his weapon there. And if you wanted the crossbow, you can kind of wiggle it and put it in there. You can have both of them back there at once. I've already done it, but it will stretch out this little thing a little bit. I don't think it'll break, but it might get loose over time. So again, just a heads up on that. As for the rest of the articulation, his arms can go up about that much and that much. The little shoulder pad thingies here do kind of get in the way. There is a, as you can kind of see, butterfly joint, so he can move them forward and back, which is nice. And because of the way the armor is built, the robes are built, it's kind of hidden. So yeah, you won't really see that weird block, and it goes in really well. So again, really nice. Absolutely love that. He does have a straight out hinge right here, so he can bend forward about that much, bend back about that much. Not so much tilting side to side, but there is more movement down here, so he can lean forward just a little bit more. Again, none of that tilt, which would have been nice, but I mean, that is great. And again, I don't know if it's because of the suit, maybe because of the belt going down here, but you really only notice it on this one side. Even on the back, yeah, you don't really see it because this kind of covers one side, that kind of covers one side. You can even see like a screw hole right there, funny enough. But it does a good job of hiding the joint, which I do really like. I really appreciate that. Elbows, again, you can't really do 90 degrees, which is one of the only downfalls of this figure. That's pretty much as you can get it. There is a rotation like that, but not really rotation. There's rotation at the elbow, but nothing here. Upgraded arms would have been nice, but it is what it is. Again, there's rotation right here at the gauntlet, though. So, not bad. Hand up, down, rotation. Legs. That's where it gets, I guess you could say interesting because they can go out really well. I mean, that's basically the splits. Come down. Um, Knees do really well. No complaints there. There is upper thigh rotation, which is nice. Boot rotation, which is nice. Forward and back on the leg. And there is an ankle pivot and toe articulation. The thing is, you can hear that. Kicking forward really tight. I feel like it could probably go more, but I don't know if it's maybe catching a little bit there, so maybe it can't go too much forward, but you hear that sound. Yeah, they're definitely really tight, and there's this black plastic right here you can see on my finger that just keeps coming off the more I mess with them. I've been heating it up and moving them around, making sure that this isn't getting any stress every time I move it too. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera here, but there's definitely still more flaking coming off on these feet where every time I move it, it's like a piece of, yeah, like right there, more plastic just coming off. I don't know if they put like a layer of paint on accident and that's making the joint too tight. If there was just something layered on top that, again, it's making the joint really squeaky, really weird. Don't like it. But other than that, great posing, but definitely a scary sound. And I don't know if I want to try and take that joint out. I tried heating it up and popping it off. Not really happening. It just came off at the thigh swivel. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but obviously I want to be careful. I don't want to damage the figure. The other one has the same issue, more or less, with the joints, I think. Let's actually take a quick look, because I do have it right here as I'm dropping other stuff. Actually, no. His move fine. Um, a little bit more catching because of the way his stuff is. But yeah, his move's fine. It's just this one. So who knows? It might just be on my figure. If it is, then hopefully everyone watching this when they pick it up will be lucky and not have that problem. As for like posing with like his legs, doing like a crouching pose or something, you can get his knee pretty far up, like so, but you are going to be limited. You're not going to be able to get like a really good kneeling forward pose, which is something I think would have been nice. It's not horrible, and I'm sure with enough practice you can probably get something really nice out there, but again, it's not the greatest. The plasticky skirt thing is cool, though I wish it was a little bit more segmented. Like, I wish this bottom middle part was a different piece and this was a different piece. Same with the front here. I wish the red was separated from this so we could have a little bit more just separation on there. But I guess they did it as best as they could. I mean, aside from going full cloth suits, I think this is one of the best ways you can get it. Again, just if they had separated these two pieces, and I mean, they could have kept this. This isn't that big of a deal, but just right here, these three, if they were all separate, I think it's the only thing that would have made this figure just a little bit better in the, I guess, plasticky skirt way. But it doesn't get in the way. You can see how flexible it is, how pliable. It moves. It's great. It's fine. Not really complaints. Just again, if you're kicking forward, don't expect it to kind of like flow perfectly because it isn't cloth, it is rubber. The little knives here would have been cool if, they were removable, but let's face it, if they were, I think most of us would have lost them eventually, so probably a good thing that they're not. Anyway, size comparison wise, between him and his Revelation counterpart, you can see he's actually taller than the Revelations version. Um, yeah, I think the detail on him and just overall the sculpt work and everything, articulation, he is the superior figure. But the Revelation one, I do like the accessories because we have the little hook, we have the blade, we have the little sword, the other sword. We can put the crossbow on his back without it really being hindered by the sword that goes on his back. I like how he's equipped compared to him anyway. Again, I do like this look a little bit better. It is the better figure. If you're debating, you can only get one. You see them at the store. Straight up, I mean, this one, again, the better figure and the harder to find figure from what I can tell anyway. They only had one of him when I picked him up. They had, I believe, two or three of the Revelations version. Kind of interesting that they are slightly off when it comes to size, but I don't think it's so much the bodies are too different. I think a lot of it has to do with the rubber piece he has here is just a lot more bulkier than the one he has on him. But I can't be too sure on that. Definitely different sculpts, even in the body, so it could just be that they're not too far off on the height. But yeah, from the angle I'm at, anyways, and the angle I can see on the camera, definitely different, but both really good figure. I mean, I opened this up and absolutely loved it so much that I had to go and try and find this one. So even if you only find him, I still recommend it. He might get his own video. Let me know if you guys want one. But yeah, that one's the preferred one. Both of them are amazing. I'm glad I have both, and I really hope we get a lot more. I really want an Altair figure. I've wanted one since forever, so crossing my fingers that this line continues and maybe they make enough money off of these slightly, I guess, updated versions to just get us like a completely new articulated version, because I know NECA could do better if they just like put in a little bit of effort there, just with the arms and everything. I just, it'll be awesome. Anyways, here he is next to the McFarlane Toys, Geralt of Rivia and Ciri, and you can see they both look awesome next to it. Kind of the same-ish style. I mean, obviously one's Renaissance, the other one is fantasy, but it in my mind it works. You can see Geralt isn't that far off in size. Series are a little bit shorter. If you wanted to mix and match, it is possible. Obviously, one is a fantasy character, the other one is a fantasy character set in the real world. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, even detail wise and everything, they're not too far off. You can see NECA does have the better, I guess, shading with the paint and everything. Ignore Siri because I did do some work on that one. That's why the shirt looks a little bit different. But yeah, I like it. I like it. It's gonna go on the game shelf with the video games, but it looks cool. Anyways, in case anyone is curious, here he is next to Roach, and looks good. He can ride it. I will post a picture of it so you guys can see. But a little bit awkward when he's on there. It's not perfect, especially because of the rubbery. I was gonna say skirt, but the robes and everything kind of get in the way. They kind of look weird when it's on there, but it definitely works. It looks cool, and it just makes me more happy that I have this horse. I have the Dark Knight horse, and eventually, whenever Fourth Horseman sends out my my other one that I ordered from their in stock sale, I'll have another one, and it'll be great. Horses, they're awesome. Anyways, that'll pretty much do it for my Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Ezio Auditore action figure review by NECA. Again, highly recommended. Really good figure. Yes, the articulation could be better. The price points being around, let's say 30, 27, 30, somewhere around there. Yeah, I wish he had slightly better articulation, but the sculpt work, I think, makes up for it. The dry brushing throughout the body makes up for it. The accessories are pretty plentiful. I mean, I wish we had a little bit more, but I don't even know what else we could ask for. Didn't he have like a giant like glider or something? He had like the flying machine from Da Vinci, didn't he? Am I remembering wrong? Maybe that was the first game. I don't know. Either way, great figure. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan and you missed out on the older figures when they came out a long time ago, like I did, yeah, 100% recommend it. I never had one. I can't speak for upgrades or anything like that, but it is a fun figure. I absolutely love it. And yeah, really not much else to say here. Other than I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will hopefully see you all later. Thank you for watching. I'm saying hopefully because at this point it takes me forever to make a video apparently. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching. Goodbye.